speaks about a hero, how often or what point in the draft they're picked. Because at the Berlin Major, Wind Ranger was like first rounded and did not have a good win rate. And at this tournament, she's been lower on the total poll, but when she's picked, she's got 17 picks, 65% win rate. So they still go for the DK.
I think it's a much better matchup versus Wind. Beats her in the lane, doesn't really die to her early game until Wind kind of gets his Maelstrom, but people have been straying away going Atos, right? And they just go for more stats, more HP, and that doesn't really cut through Dragonite, at least until the Maelstrom, so I like that pick a lot.
I think Liquid's got momentum in all three lanes. Maybe not top, like maybe the Mars will fare fine against the Brood, but I think Brood is becoming a decent carry because she does do very well at what a lot of these carries are doing, where they just retreat into their jungle, come up to the wave, and eventually they will shove you out just by virtue of summons and good trades with the heal from the insatiable hunger. So I personally think Liquid's got all the tempo here. I don't think Naga can carry this game. It's going to be a lot on Noob and Amar, to be honest. Like, I think Amar is going to have a heavy weight on his shoulders, and that's something he definitely could carry.
I mean, I really like what they did against Naga when they picked the Beastmaster, and the Dragonite has really good answers against it. So, I mean, this Broodmother is not really going to do much in this game, but provide like stable damage output, but it's going to be on Beastmaster and DK basically to carry this game. And I like Liquid lineup in that sense.
Gun Daddy?
And Liquid.
I actually think that quest scales pretty well. I think Shadow Demon matches up really nice versus Dragonite. Stealing the illusions of Dragonite late game is really, really strong. And so I think if they can make it to like 30-35 minutes, even if they're down, you know, 10,000 gold, I think that they can just come back really easily from that deficit. But the question is, can they get there?
Well, both these teams had some incredibly quick GGs earlier today. Quest was able to beat PSG LGD in one 19-minute game, and Liquid was able to beat 9 Pandas in a 23-minute game. Let's see if Liquid can continue that hot streak of speed with this push lineup in game number 1 with Cap and SVG.
Last two Quest into Team Liquid was during the DPC, and that was Season 3. Quest managed to 2-0, and then they met again in the tiebreakers, and Quest managed to 2-0 again. So Team Liquid on LAN are hoping for a different story here, and part of that is the draft. Avery, do you feel like they've set themselves up well for success?
It's a pretty even draft. I mean, both teams got some power picks in the Brood, the Naga. You have some Siggies as well. The interesting part about this is I feel like the openers both got dealt with, and it comes down to some of these later core picks, and they're core picks that players have shined on throughout the years, right? You have Zai on the Beastmaster, but I go back to Berlin Major when this hero got patched in. I feel like Zai has been the most successful Beastmaster this year in terms of carrying games.
Okay.
Maybe not like the map play and the movement and that stuff is as good as like a Tundra Beast or a Demon Beast, whatever. But in terms of carrying the game, being a top net worth beast, just getting in there, the Ags build, I think Zai's been the best at that all year. And then you have Amar Mars. I mean, needs self-introduction, right? Yeah, I feel like he was the best Mars during that year when he was on OG. And so back skill, of course, will carry over here. I'm looking at these two offlaners. I know we've talked about the importance of offlane a lot. I think it still just drives the tempo of the games, especially when these carries are being first phased and are being counterpicked. It just puts more emphasis on how much this offlaner can do in terms of kicking the carry out of lane, creating space with the tier 1s, and then scaling. Like, that's the big thing about these offlaners in this game. Both teams are looking for the Mars and the Beastmaster, not just to provide some tempo, but pick up the damage in terms of going late game.
I actually asked Gunnar yesterday in our cast who he thought the most important role was, and he agreed with you. He said offlane. So,
it's how to suck up then. While skill in Dota 2, I must say.
I'm not sure if you listened to the cast and just copying you, but it's possible.
You always copy the greats.
Man, Liquid playing very, very scared here in the first minutes of the game.
3 runes.
Yeah, they gave up 3 runes very willingly. They did not try and contest at all, and they're still going to potentially run into first blood here as Insania gets nailed by an arrow from Omar. Omar is going to head back to the lane.
What did that?
A power shot? Do you have another blood grenade? He does not.
I don't think Amar thought he could get in range with this fellow was going to come out from the CM. Still, it's like maybe worse than just dying here. And saying he has to TP top with no resources at all. Very good start for Quest on these lanes, and something I think they've been a little stronger than Liquid on for the course of the tournament, but not by a huge if they can create some momentum in this early game, themselves in a decent position, particularly versus Zai. I think if you're looking at this Liquid lineup, it's around the Beastmaster, right? In the late game, the DK will carry with the Black Dragon, but he's against Shadow Demon. He's against a lot of stun action. The Wind Ranger can even be a nuisance for him late game, but the Beastmaster, if he just gets off to a fast start, he has Ancient stacks down here, then he deals with the Naga, he deals with the objective taking for Liquid, he's just going to put him in a position.
And they do kind of require a fast start, right? I mean, you've got to carry Broodmother. This is not a lineup that is going to scale particularly well, or at least not outscaling the Naga Siren.
I feel like every time we doubt the scale of carry Brood, it proves us wrong.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he does have a DK mid, which can also be buffed up. Boxy, is he going to get this kill? I think he might be able to if he follows carry all the way around here. He's got Fade Bolt range.
I don't think he has enough damage.
Yeah, I think at this point he's probably out-healed enough.
This feels pretty bad. You're losing a lot of XP with the Rubik. I think the Shadow Demon's happier about this trade than Boxy here. The greedy support. You are getting solo XP on the Beastmaster, so maybe he doesn't feel too bad. He gets water.
Yeah, that's something to work with.
Might go for the kill.
Is he really going to try that one? That
uphill miss?
Maybe with the uphill misses. Yeah, he might just have it. No, Boxy actually secures the first blood just before the final hits come down on him.
He knew, even with an evade, not enough.
Yeah, you're only going to get so many of those uphill misses to your favor.
Well, Liquid get the first blood. However, the 3 cores for Quest are all finding a lot on these lanes early up. They are top of the CS chart here and feeling good about it with the extra runes to power up the net worth. Should be able to get some nice early items. And I think that's one of the things that Quest do better than a lot of other teams. They buy a lot more early stats, just on average. I mean, a lot of teams are going to prioritize it. I just feel like Amar is one of the biggest, early bracer, double great fan buyers and trying to use the last hits. And it's one of the things that generally helps us pull ahead a little bit in net worth in the early game.
Early Insane are going to be used by TA2000 onto Psy here. Kaori is going to slip it in the trees and get even more stacks as Poison.
You get number 4. Pop it. Not enough. Still a big one on Zai as well as the Salve.
Get some heavy regen out of him, especially since they got the Lotus. Targeting TA2000, they think they're actually strong enough with another round of axes and a couple of hits. Yeah, you're right. They got the kill. Shattered Demon Poison is stacking up on the 2 of them, but not enough to undo the damage that is done from a carry dying like that.
This is a very favorable lane for Liquid, especially before the Shattered Demon's level 2. Maybe if you get level 2 Poison, you have a timing down here. There's just so many wand charges going into Zai. You can shove it out with the axes, and axes plus Fade Bolt are just better trade mechanisms down here. This is another reason I expect this pick to work out really well for Liquid. It should mostly free farm. Unless you get some cheeky ganks or something. I think Zai's gonna have a good time. Nisha winning mid as well. Winning 6 to the 19-1 here of Noob. This is a Dragon Knight favorite matchup. There's not much counterplay into Dragon's Blood.
Yeah. Combination Dragon's Blood, Dragon Tail, and hitting harder than the Wind Ranger should lead to a CS advantage for him. As you can see, a bit more to Nice coming out from him. So he'll probably get his Dragon form first, which also puts in mind what is Quest going to do about that pressure when it starts coming out.
All right, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
I want you to answer this question with a yes or no instantly within 3 seconds. You're not allowed to think about it, and I'm going to judge your entire character off of that answer.
Oh, that sounds good.
Ready?
No.
That's you're not allowed. No, you're not allowed.
That was the question.
You're not allowed to answer. Should all passes be removed from Dota?
Yes.
Ooh, you actually said yes now. All right.
100%. Good man. I hate passes. Zai, he does manage to dodge that 3rd stack there, but the 4th one is coming soon, and he does pick him, and it does kill him.
Just when I said he was going to have a good laning phase down here, if he got to the Vanguard, I think he's invincible. It's a very limited window for them to get
big guts reviews. Hit to the face. Bring down Insania.
Dude, with the rotations, they're looking for mid game too. Level 5 on the win range. This is really early and not what you expect.
Yeah, the only hero that makes a rotation pre-level 6 is mid laner is usually the Primal Beast, but Noob bringing something a little different to the table.
It's a very interesting move. He feels like he can't influence mid at all, and it doesn't cost him too much because he can just wind run his way back. The issue is used resources, and this DK hits 6, and he's just going to start hitting your tower. And this is the downside of these DK matchups. What is the response to the form and the corrosive breath?
Arrow cuts in through the side. Okay. Great read by Omar.
Man, this leveled arrow for Omar is doing work already. Ballsy build, paying off.
Yeah, certainly.
Still, can you defend your tower? That's going to be the bigger issue here. They're going to fight for the power rune first. The haste gets denied just in time. Nisha sleeping a little bit on that one.
Yeah, a little bit late to the runes. Noob is going to take some damage here. No win run, so he'll take a lot on his way out here. We'll see how much Nisha wants to tank for that catapult. Yeah, he's going to take it all the way here. Blink comes out. Rotation for Foxy as well. This all should be enough to secure maybe not the entirety of the tower, but a healthy amount of damage for sure.
This is where you wish you could have just TP'd Morana there with that catapult.
Oh, yeah.
Really, it's just a little bit of a missed opportunity for the quest support. I don't think they had to stay around there and fight that. If you just go in, disrupt the DK, kill the catapult with an arrow, I think you would have saved a lot of this tower damage.
7-minute win